Today really just feels like Christmas. There's been a ton of Cyberpunk and Witcher news being dropped by CDPR, and there's a lot to go over. I want to focus a little bit on Cyberpunk, but I want to give you guys an overview just to give you some context into what we're going to be discussing later, which is Cyberpunk Orion. So CD PROJEKT RED dropped this. Let's go through it. Project Sirius. So this is going to be a game developed by the Molasses Flood with support from CD PROJEKT RED, set in the Witcher universe. Now this is all chronological, what you see on screen. So Project Sirius will be the first to release, and then we'll get to the new IP at the bottom there, Project Hadar. Let me just get back to what I was saying. Compared to the existing CD PROJEKT RED games, this one targets a much broader audience. Sirius will include single player and multiplayer gameplay. So that is the first game coming in the near future from CD PROJEKT RED, and it's developed by Molasses Flood. So this was a studio. I know that they are under the umbrella of CD PROJEKT RED, which is great. So excited about that one. Witcher games, come on guys. Witcher games are awesome. Project Polaris. This project launches the new Witcher trilogy. So this is based on that new image that we saw. This was announced, I want to say 5-6 months ago at this point, but they did release an image of a new medallion. So they have the cat or the lynx. I'm not sure. Witcher experts, chime in the comments below. But we have that one. That's going to start off a brand new trilogy, and they will be releasing 3 games in that trilogy. And it's a 6-year publishing cycle. So once Polaris comes out, then I suppose the 6-year publishing cycle starts, and then the 3rd game will come out by the end of that. The next one is Project Canis Majoris. So this is a full-fledged release set in the Witcher universe again, and so this is developed by an external studio under the supervision of experienced developers who have previously worked on Witcher games. In terms of technology, we intend to use Unreal Engine 5 and the toolset created for Polaris. So this is an interesting one, an external studio under the supervision of experienced developers who have worked on previous Witcher games. And obviously they're going to be using Unreal Engine 5. So this one is kind of a little bit of a wild card. This is one that we didn't have any idea or concept about before. We knew about Molasses Flood. We knew about the Witcher trilogy. We didn't know about this one. And we obviously didn't know about the next one, Project Orion. So this is a Cyberpunk release which will further develop the potential embodied by this universe. Love that. Project Orion will be developed by CD PROJEKT RED North America, which will comprise the newly created Boston hub along with our existing Vancouver team. So if you guys remember, Vancouver was created in, I believe it was 2018. I think it was 2018. So Vancouver has been around a while, and I believe they were called Digitalscapes before. So it's been around supporting the release of Cyberpunk 2077. So just going back to it, Project Orion will be developed by CD PROJEKT RED North America, which will comprise the newly created Boston hub along with our existing Vancouver team. This studio is separate from the Molasses Flood, okay, which is working on Sirius and is also based in Boston. So I think they're next to each other, but they are separate. Establishing a new studio, CD PROJEKT RED North America, will enable us to fully tap into the North American talent pool. Alright, so this next one is very interesting. Project Hadar. It's a new IP, and for the first time in its history, CD PROJEKT RED is developing an entirely new universe from scratch. So obviously The Witcher has the source material of the books. Cyberpunk has the source material of the tabletop game. This is from scratch, and so they started early conceptual work in 2021. Very excited for this one. A lot of people are claiming that it might take place in space. I think that would be a reasonable assumption because, you know, market demand probably is gonna say that a lot of people want to play space-based RPGs, just based on the popularity of other space-based RPGs. But yeah, stoked about that one. Let's go back to Project Orion. Very excited about this one. So let's go over some of the details that I've kind of dug up. Okay, so here is the long-term product launch, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, and the new IP. Let's focus on Cyberpunk because that's what the channel is all about. So, Phantom Liberty. This is obviously the major expansion that is coming in 2023. A lot of people are saying February 2023. That is to be determined. But CD PROJEKT RED has currently 350 people involved in the expansion, which is kind of a sizable chunk. I think they released a chart a little while ago that shows the distribution of their workforce between The Witcher, Cyberpunk, and obviously, I guess, new IPs and stuff like that. Hadar would be one of them. And Cyberpunk took up the biggest chunk, which is good to see as a Cyberpunk fan. You always want to see your game studio of choice working on your franchise of choice, your IP of choice. So I did want to bring up something, and that is to do with CDPR North America. Now this is a new studio. Vancouver is relatively new, Boston will be new, but they are using existing veteran talent. So in terms of how much of the team is comprised up of new hires versus veterans is to be determined, and I know CD Projekt is changing their work culture based off of some of the videos that they released today as well. I'm not sure how this is going to go. It seems like it could get a little scrappy and a little bit complicated, and there is potential for things to go wrong just because this is a big undertaking, right? A new studio, handing over the reins to CDPR Vancouver, which has existed since 2018, and obviously Boston, which will be new. There is good news here, and let's just jump to this screen. And Miles, level designer, former level designer, I believe he's the lead level designer now. Okay, so I mean, Miles, congratulations. But he says people have been wondering how a new studio for Cyberpunk 2077 would look like. Rest assured, Project Orion will be in the best hands with some of our finest CD Projekt Red veterans, ready to hire new talent and make an amazing game that we can all be proud of. If there's anyone in the studio that I trust with my life, or that I trust with Cyberpunk, it's Pablo Sasko, and he's going to be on Project Orion. So my chooms, I see you asking, so I'd like to clarify, after the release of Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, I'm going to focus primarily on the new Cyberpunk 2077 project, codenamed Orion. I think it still has the Cyberpunk 2077 prefix. I don't know if they're dropping the 2077 and it's just Cyberpunk Orion, or it's Cyberpunk 2077 Orion. Exciting nonetheless. So he's going to be moving to Boston with a core team. So he'll be establishing a new studio, and I assume they're going to be doing a lot of hiring, but they will have that core team. So I wish them good luck. The hiring process is going to be so important to the future of Cyberpunk, and I hope they take their time. And a lot of talented people are going to be working on Cyberpunk Orion. So very exciting there. I do also want to mention that when it comes to multiplayer, if you guys remember, Gabe Amat Angelo had joined the team, I believe in 2019, somewhere around 2019, 2020. And he was originally tasked with creating a standalone multiplayer experience for Cyberpunk. It does seem like CD Projekt is kind of backing away from that standalone multiplayer idea, and they're going with smaller multiplayer aspects in each of their franchises. So we can definitely expect some multiplayer features in Orion. I think this is the right angle to take. You kind of want to augment the single player experience with some social elements, but you don't want to veer into the territory of battle passes and monetization and things that get a little dicey when you're, primarily a single player RPG studio. And so I like that, you can have some sort of social interaction within your games. I'm hoping Cyberpunk's is a little bit more robust and you can really get into it and enjoy, whatever it may be with your friends. Again, early days, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys want in Project Orion, but I'm just so excited. After the release of Edge Runners, things are finally looking up. Project Orion is on the horizon. Not really, but I mean, we'll wait 5 or 6 years. We'll enjoy The Witcher. CD Projekt, they want to have this flywheel where they're creating a game and then they're supporting it down the line with an anime or a Netflix series like they have with The Witcher and Cyberpunk. They want to continue to release comic books and merchandise and have that flywheel always spinning. I respect that, and we can expect more CD Projekt Red games more often. So as long as the quality is still there, how can you ever complain about something like that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you when I see you. I'm sorry this was not a curated video, but I just had to jump on and talk about this because I'm very, very excited about the future of Cyberpunk and CD Projekt. And CDPR's Vancouver studio is literally a province over, so I'm definitely going to be flying my ass down there with a camera and infiltrating the studio. Just kidding, but maybe I'll do a vlog or a walkthrough or something. CDPR, if you want to send me to Vancouver, I'll fly myself there and let me check out Ryan down the line. Okay, anyways, enjoy your day. I appreciate all the support so far on the channel, and I hope you guys like these kind of talking head videos. It's something different and something I don't usually do, so let me know if you like these better, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.